Yeah, I'm just gonna try and talk instead, because making time to type is kind of annoying. Yeah. So up at 6, generally. Is it because of work? Because of school? Because of obligations? Just the way of life at the moment. Or is it something you're intentionally trying to do? Like, is it out of your hands or in your hands that you gotta wake up at 6? Because for some reason, I tend to wake up at like 8 nowadays, 8 o'clock. Nah, I pray 5 times a day. Oh, fair enough. So, like, I guess that 6 a.m. slot is the. I guess to get five prayers in. Yeah, it's best to start early. Yeah, I see that. I see that. I see that. It's good. You gotta get time in the day and just do it, because if you wake up late, the time you space out, you might either stay up too late to get the 5 prayers in, or you might rush the prayers. And if you don't want to do that, then I guess you just gotta sacrifice those hours in bed, which is respectable. Respectable. But tell me, if I sound okay, if I don't sound okay, if I sound too loud or too low. Any way at all I can make the experience more worth the while. Sound good. Sound good. DJ coming back from work. How was today's shift? How was today's shift? I'll put it that way. Good, fine, I hope. Alright. Cold and mid, but I'm glad I'm home with Thanksgiving tomorrow. Ayy. 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 Bro be rubbing his hands and licking his lips. Bro got himself his condiments, cause he need no dips. Looking to be a good reason to be thankful tomorrow. Chef D coming through. Incredible, says Tone said. Tontonst. I'm gonna say tontonst because I'm not, too good with the name, so I'm gonna say tontonst or tontonst. No, ton said. No, tone. Tauntaunced is what I'm gonna go with. Thank you. He says incredible. It's like my last day to write some stuff before all the festivities, so fair enough. First one was good. Oh my goodness. You see, that's a problem with... Oh, seed for Cedric. Said for Cedric. Oh. Okay. I guess I better not go with Tauntaunced then. Uncle and French. Come on. You see that? There was like a natural connection there. Tauntaun said. So that's Uncle Cedric. I'm gonna go with Uncle Cedric. Yeah, because I'm gonna go with Uncle Cedric. Because that's a cool name too, Uncle Cedric. Hey, Uncle Cedric. You see Drix. Uncle Cedric. I like it. Really sticks. So yeah, this is an otherwise calm morning for yours truly. Finished a piece for the first time in a long time yesterday. I'm just looking to capitalize on that and make some more magic happen today by finishing another piece that's been in the pipeline for a long time. Before I take on a new batch of Commss. You know how it is. You know how it gets. Da da da. Da da da. Is it Procreate? Yes, it is Procreate. Sorry, I was focusing on the work for a bit, but yes, we are using Procreate today. Yay! Juan Amer. Or is it Amer? Thank you for following the stream of streams, the stream of dreams, the stream where things are never quite what they seem. It's beautiful to have more people in the glorious house. Thank you for stopping by. Follow means a lot. Lets Twitch know that what I'm doing is enjoyed, and it allows them to spotlight me for more people to find us and add to the party. So your follow means a lot. Thank you, and I hope you stick around, learn something new, and have a beautiful time. Welcome, as DJ says as well, to the stream, fam. Love to have you. Just working on commissions today. Trying to cut down my existing backlog of commissions so that I can safely take on more. Just checked out your display drawings. Incredible. I'm gonna order some soon. Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. Displate has been one of my longtime partners in terms of where I post my work online. They do well to market and sell the drawings that I have made on Displate. And it's been such a one wonderful experience for me that people find my art there and enjoy it. I've seen one or two celebs get some Displates from my store, but obviously I'm not aware that when they're getting it. I only just see it in their backgrounds when they're doing stuff, but that's by the way. But it's nice to know that people pick up my art in different places and support me by just having it around. It means a lot, truly. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So I usually try and draw for like 2 hours every day. I think I missed out on drawing yesterday or did I miss out on drawing yesterday? I can't even remember, man. My days are so nowadays that it's hard to remember. It's hard to keep track of what's really going on. Right now I'm just throwing shades wherever I can throw shades in this piece, so not really doing anything how you say deep. Just otherwise boring part of the process. But it's okay, it's all coming together. Don't know if I should give some depth to the breastises here. Yeah, depth is good. It helps give people a sense of shape. Yeah, it gives people a sense of shape when they're looking at the object. Or should I say objects? So also, I was thinking of giving myself a new logo. I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna debut it another time. I just have to think a bit more about how it's gonna work, and yeah. Well, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be like, because the DAF thing is kind of like, it's cool, but it's like super official, like just being text. It could look better. I've used it for like, 2-3 years. I feel it's been hard to work with in terms of branding. But I feel with an actual logo, it's going to be better. I'll use, this standout logo for the business, but I just need like a call sign, like a brand, for myself. David, the Daff, Duff, Art. Just something special for me. Got a message from wifey. Dear Lord, says the tray. The Lord is near and dear to me. Thank you very much, my Lord Jesus. Sweet, tender, and compassionate, whispering good things in my ears, telling me to shade this area first, then that area next. Oh, how sweet it is to trust in Jesus. Ha! Y'all didn't expect a sermon, did you? It's not really a sermon, it's just me expressing myself. But hey, to each his own. What? Does that look great? Thank you. Yeah, I try to push the bar. Like, deep down, I always tell myself, like, for the past couple of years, to hold back when I draw. Like, you know, mentally, I just keep in mind that I can do better. But like, for commissions, a part of me says always, don't give it your all just yet. Yeah, because, you know, obviously what I'm doing right now, it's still very much at an amateur level, and I'm thinking about the value for the work I'm putting out. You know, obviously it's, you know, the perceived values in the eye of the person that gets the commission, but like, if I'm putting a price on it, it's got to be worth it. So if there is a part of me that can do better, then that part of me can afford to raise its prices and do better. So, whenever I want to increase my prices, I then put more work into the commissions. So, from a strategic standpoint, I'm always like, you know, because I know if I do better, it's going to be worth more. So, when I'm ready to increase my prices, I'm ready to put more effort into it, if that makes sense. And that's been happening. Believe it or not, the average commission back in the day took me about 4 hours. Then over 2 years' time, now I spend on average like 9-10 hours, but my prices have doubled. And then in another 2 years' time, if my prices have doubled as well, so would the amount of work I'm putting out. But wouldn't holding back stunt your growth and improvement? Not that it would, because I'm mentally still, you know, absorbing. It's like there are different types of learning. There's different ways people learn, right? There's the people that learn from practicing. There's the people that learn from observing. There's the people that learn from failure. So through going to school and just like, you know, business school or whatever, and just learning different things, I came to find that the way I learn is by observation. So even though I'm drawing at a certain level or to a certain degree of effort, mentally I'm always looking at new things or new ways I can approach drawing, if that makes sense. And while I'm drawing something in front of me in my mental canvas, I'm practicing dynamic, you know, pieces. I'm, you know, practicing rearranging layers, rearranging effects, and just looking at the ways in which I can relate with my canvas mentally. So, you know, what happens is, by the time I'm then ready to like step up or like, you know, put in more, there is a wealth of knowledge that I can just apply to the canvas in front of me to, create something that is otherwise a step up from my usual. And that starts from the sketch phase, right? Starts from the sketch phase when I sketch and I don't limit myself to just drawing the character standing still or just posing in a different way or just like, I draw a more dynamic piece, then, that helps. That's evidence that I've grown. And more recently, what I've added to my game of recent is my work on values. Like the way I add light and shadows to my pieces. The drawing itself may not have taken a significant bump, but for sure the lighting and shadows in my pieces over the past year, I think, took a significant bump up. To be better. Not necessarily. It's very dependent on the person. Stunt your growth when you allow it to stunt your growth. Indeed. Curious what you'd be capable of for yourself when you use 100% of your skill. Like you're using percentages. Like okay. So for example, if you take for example one of the last couple of Ryu pieces I did, like one that stands out to me where I was like, okay, just try and give a bit more, was the Enter the Dragon poster that thing. Where Ryu was standing with the fire behind him and he was wiping his mouth, the smirk and everything. That was, I think I remember telling myself to put in a bit more effort than I was at the time. So like compared to the other pieces I was drawing at that time, that kind of stood out. So like if you look at the drawings I did in that month and put them all in front of you, you'd say, that one would definitely jump out. They'd be like, okay, the composition, the lights, the colors, the shading, it's actually, that one, there's something different there. And likewise, I'm just like, when it comes to commissions now, I know that I've gone to a level where even when I don't try, it could still be passable. At least it can still be good. It can still be considered satisfactory if we put that on the table. Like, no matter what, it's gonna be, the client is gonna be happy at the end of the journey. And when I'm working on that or at that level, with that slight flex, when I'm working at that level, at that price point, it's allows me to not, stress myself because, truth be told, this shit ain't easy. Like this being my only thing to do, like there's no part-time job that gives me a secure paycheck at the end of the month or at the end of a certain amount of time. It's like, if I want to eat, I gotta work, and sure enough, I could give it my all, but if I give it my all, I might lose out on other things in life, and I'm not trying to do that, especially at this age, at this stage. I feel like there's a lot more I can get from life. So if I can, go on autopilot for a bit because I'm putting out work at a certain level of quality, then sure, I'm gonna do that. Just bide my time, make moves. Like for example, I've just moved home. While I was moving home, I could still work because I wasn't necessarily having to do all these super complex pieces of art. When I look at established industry professionals and I see the absolute miles between our work, you know, when I see the absolute miles between the work I'm putting out and the work of industry professionals, I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're getting paychecks in the thousands. You know, you have to consider that they've gone to a point where they feel like, you know, what they're earning is worth that, you know, crazy amount of effort, the mental strain or the whatever. And if they decide to stop putting in that effort at a point in time, they're well more than compensated for it, and they can afford to like just take a break for a bit. But if I do that, shit could collapse around me. Like that kind of thing ain't easy. You know, at this level, at this area, at this point at which I'm working, if I'm not careful and I take my foot off the pedal, shit could collapse. It could go, first thing first, I get hit, I can't pay my rent, then bills, then all this other, you know, debits that I can't afford, and just because I just took the foot off the pedal for like a couple minutes. That kind of happened when I moved. Like, that's why I still had to, you know, find a corner, a desk in the corner to work with. But yeah, that's by the way anyway. But yeah, I'm just trying to manage where I am right now and what I could do for how much I feel I'm okay with getting for that. Thankfully, that work ethic is also in line with the way my socials work. Does the effort you put in change depending on the client? Absolutely. It depends on the drawing, to be honest. Not necessarily the client themselves. Like, if the idea itself is something like, you know, intriguing, or what have you, it's definitely, you know, gets a response from me, you know, mentally. Like this piece, like they just wanted this was a redesigned piece, so they, you know, paid me extra to come up with a new look for the character, as well as the ooh, hey, Monty with the subs. Thanks for the sub, Monty. You a big man, Monty. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support always. Thanks for joining the stream this morning as well. And hope you have a nice time. Hope you're having a nice day. So yeah, you know, because it was a desert piece and I was looking at all these Egyptian designs and all that, I kind of got, should I say, invested, you know, in the piece. And, you know, I was really digging the way I could. Oh, hey, look at that. We got another sub renewal from Trey. That's his generation right there. You see that with the hype and the Daft Bucks. Thank you for another month of support. See you on a 10-month streak. Man, you've been keeping the stream going, keeping the stream alive, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much. Big love all around. Yeah. So yeah, you know, just because it's a new character and I saw the old designs and I saw the new designs, and you know, while I was exploring this and that, we're just kind of doing some revisions and back and forth, and you know, everything just came together in a nice way. So it made it easier for me to just play around until I found like a middle point that I feel comfortable with. And yeah, in some areas I guess I did put a bit more effort in, but overall I'm still maintaining my discretion. to keep it to a reasonable degree of effort, especially given the price. So, have there been times where, oh yeah, DJ, thank you. You have to hit the road. I did see that in the middle of Monty and Trey's sub parades. But thank you for coming through. Have a nice nap and be easy. Now, where was I? Yeah. Does it depend on the client? Not entirely. I mean, obviously, if I do get like the commissions that, if you feel, oh, this looks unique or different, I've been given a brief down to a T. Like the client has given me a brief down to a T. They've said, I want it to look like this and that, and this is exactly how I want it to look. And that makes it easier for me to just improve on something and just add my own flair to it. So, bit of a, what is this, a fun fact or a tidbit or a bit of daft history here. When I was starting up as an artist, one of the fair and few things I did a lot as a young artist was redoing a lot of old pieces. I draw something, then in a couple of weeks I draw it again, in a couple of months I draw it again, and constantly try to add something new or improve on it. Eventually I started doing that for my friends' pieces. They'd say, oh, look at what I did. I'm like, yeah, I could, I want to draw it too. So I would then not look at the reference that they reference, like, cause my friends are using references and all that. Like if they drew like a scene from Dragon Ball or whatever. This was still like a couple of years ago, like not couple, like 10, 12 years ago. They'd be like, I redrew this scene. I wouldn't go and look for the actual scene, the original scene. I would take their work and draw based off of that. Like even if it had like questionable anatomy and all the mistakes you could imagine would exist in a 12-year-old's drawing, I would still try my best to correct the mistakes and just improve on what already exists. So that always sees me doing better than original concepts from my mind. Like if I'm asked to just create something from scratch or go dynamic with it, it's kind of, it'll look good, like I said, minimal effort will look good, but it won't be as spectacular as it would have been if I received a full package in terms of a full guide, like reference and whatever. So it's not a matter of putting more effort because of the client. It's always and always will be. It always has and always will be, depending on the work I have to do. But you know what? I will say though, if the stars align and I happen to be very, very, very hype about something and someone comes to commission me to do something related to that thing I'm hype about, chances are I will kind of, put a bit more effort into it. For example, you guys remember when I was doing work for the great and mighty Steph Khan, who commissioned the Broly piece, based on the Dragon Ball Super movie. And, doing that had me super hype. Especially because he was, willing to get the bricks in order for me to rub the sticks together. It was extra encouraging that, I wasn't just doing this for doing its sake. I'm going to be fairly compensated. So, that was always an example of me doing better because of, oh, thank you for the hydrate, Monty. Oh, thank you for the stretch. Do you know the Monty man? Yes, the Monty man. He's the one that checks on me ever so often in the kindest of ways possible. If hydrated, about to stretch. I've adjusted my posture, but I guess I could stretch a bit more and come back and check out my posture. Oh my god, my body. Oh, my body. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Feel like I hadn't stretched in what? 45 minutes? How long have we been streaming for? 45 minutes. Yeah. You feel more driven when you have the freedom to design work, or when you have more precise references and a direct idea. Driven. Okay. Let me put it this way. I know how to make things work for me. If someone tells me to do something, I know exactly what to do to it to make it interesting for me to do. When I gotta do it from scratch for myself, it's easy for me to get demotivated or kind of take my eye off the ball because I'm like, the ball is in my court, you know? So it's it'll still be good because obviously it's my creation from scratch. I'm gonna be careful with it. But when someone gives me like a full layout, like a full direct plan, I know how to take it, improve it, and deliver on it in a more efficient way. So I'm a good worker, but I'm not a good director. I'm working on improving my directing skills, obviously. But if I'm given a job to do, I know how to get the job done. So like as far as being driven is concerned, like I'm just using the examples of work I've done in the past. Sorry, I stood up to stretch. Using the examples of work I've done in the past, I look at the fact that God damn it. Oh, my back. That the work sorts itself out in a good way. Oh, God. That's the mother of all knots in my back. So, when you do that, you realize that just some push-ups. It's all about maximum effort. And when you commit yourself to the task, there's nothing that can stop you from always doing better than you did yesterday. Now I'm just saying random words, but I bet they sound cool. Okay, I just did 5,000 push-ups. You're never gonna see that anywhere else. Thank you, Monty, for the stretch. Okay. Whew. I am gassed. Anyway. Yeah, so, just getting the work described to me in the way people want it. I will always give people what they ask for. But, given the nature of how I train myself as an artist, I always tend to, or I always feel like I do better when I'm given exactly what to do in terms of clear references and precise layouts of what they expect. Whew, I felt the burn there. Let me start from the top. Just gotta catch my breath. Just give me a sec. Whew, that wasn't easy. But yeah, don't worry. Next time when I gotta stretch, I'm just gonna go on mute so I don't make you guys feel concerned for me or anything. I know there's a lot of you there wondering if I'm okay. I am okay, but I'd rather just not put you through that. If that makes sense. I'll be on for a bit longer, but then I gotta go. I have a flight to catch today, so I gotta make all these last minute. You did say you were on vacation, Monty. I wish you a safe flight. Hope you have a wonderful time away. Use it to reflect. Just get your recharge, get your power back, and just, come back better than ever. Have a wonderful time and just be easy. Oh my gosh. Blood and Water, Season 3. Okay. Yo, I'm back. Oh wow, so I was talking to nobody this whole time. I feel so bad. Gave him a whole answer. But don't worry, the VOD will be available once this piece is posted up online. You can come back and listen to this exact minute. So you can write it down on a little post-it note in front of you that just said the 40th minute. I'm just gonna come back to listen to what Daft said, because he sure as shit is not repeating himself. So that's a win-win for everybody. Hey, Monty. Can always count on Monty. Just wish Nobu Pabs was here so we could, because he's always asking after you, Nobu Pabs. You know that, Monty? Nobu Pabs come in and be like, hey, where's Monty? The Monty man. We crossed paths here on your previous stream. Yeah, but like every other stream. I think it was the time where I was streaming earlier than usuals. Or one of the times where I was streaming earlier than usual, you stopped in, then you dipped. As soon as you dip, Nobu Pabs comes in like, yo, the Monty man. Like, oh, you just missed him. And he's like, aw. Indeed, he's going on sabbatical. Norman's on sabbatical, honey. Those are my favorite lines from that movie. Went to clean up my room a bit. The room was filthy. I heard everything though. Hey, he was AFK, but he was JF Nay. No idea what that means, but I'm pretty sure it sounds cool. JF Nay. Like it could be like a call sign or like you know, like a cool catchphrase. I'm JF Nay. No, it's not. It doesn't sound as cool in sentences, but holds promise. Heaven knows the time I've put in effort, and oh my god, so painful. But you know, I don't want to dwell on the past at all. I have an odd obsession recently with making my room clean and organized. It's not, you know, it's not even odd at all. Like, a clean space often represents a clean mind. I mean, clean doesn't necessarily mean, you know, devoid of negative thoughts, but like, just means you're a healthy mind. Cleanliness do be next to godliness. So when you keep your physical space clear, you allow your head to feel less cluttered, you see things clearly. Whenever you're looking for something in your room, you know exactly where it is. Your mind will then work the same. It doesn't feel, you know, if physically speaking, before you find something, you have to look for it. That's the way you think as well. You know, just that's the way your brain works because it's used to doing that physically. So mentally, when you want to search your memories, you're gonna be like, where is that memory, or what exactly happened then again, or where did I put that, or what did they say again? But like once you keep things organized in your physical life, you see that mentally things just start lining up properly as well. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with keeping a clean space. It's absolutely a positive step to take in getting a life on track. Now, if I could just take the advice I give, I'm very sure I'd be a more happy person. But yeah, sometimes clutter is just the nature of artwork. But hey, dare to be different. If it's true, I gotta organize more often. Yeah, absolutely. It's so true. It's a true fact of life. You'd be surprised how much what goes on outside affects what goes on inside, and vice versa. Dav is focusing on those wonderful abs. Yes, they are wonderful. They deserve every bit of attention that I have to spare. Because that's going to be what sells this piece. People are going to come around from all over the world to say, check out those abs, eh? They're absolutely amazing. I'm going to be like, you really think so? I didn't really put that much effort into it. I just kind of put some lines over here and there, and just made it look nice and cool. Just a couple lines here and there. It's nothing major, nothing major. You like it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm like, it's all in the wrist, You know what I'm saying? As I got older, I just liked things being clean. Yeah, let me tell you something. Right now. I just moved to a new place that obviously I'm paying for. And, what's the word I'm looking for? When I was a kid, yeah, I'd run around the house barefoot, just without thinking of shit. Turning on the lights, rubbing my hands on the walls. Like, I remember my childhood homes had some of the nastiest walls. I'm not saying nasty, but like, so that I don't want to shortchange my mom or anything, but I had some of the nastiest. Not nasty, but it's smudged. There were smudges here and there because I wasn't being conscious of the way I lived when I was a kid, when I was younger. Like, I'd be in the kitchen, I'd put a dish on the sink, or I'm making food and splashes on the back wall. I wouldn't care too much about cleaning it up. Or you use the microwave and, the inside the microwave gets filthy and you don't think about it. You just keep going. Like, you see a nasty ass microwave, you just stick your plate in. Don't even use a microwave cover. You put your cups on the table without coasters. You start leaving, lime scale rings on your tables and furniture. And you just don't think about, like, water or drink spills on the carpet, and you just use a napkin or wet tissue to like clean it up. You don't take the proper care to use like a carpet cleaner with the right kind of fabric detergent to like just properly clean that mess up. You just live your life like nothing. Sorry, I'm hearing sounds in my hallway. I was worried for a bit. As a kid, you just don't care about shit. But as you get older, those things become traumatic. My God. Look, I be cleaning the windowsills. I'm cleaning the sofa cushions. Each one, you take them out and you clean it. The sink, when you finish washing dishes, you wipe it down, make sure there's no water left behind, because if that water dries on its own, it's going to be a bit of a problem. You got to take out the things in the fridge. You got to dedicate some time in the week or in the month to take out everything from the fridge and wipe down every single layer, because you don't want them juices to get frozen and just leave some form of irreversible damage on there. You got to air out the bathroom, clean out the toilets every now and then to make sure there's no unchecked diseases growing or spreading out of the bathroom or toilets, especially, oh my God, the black molds. You do not want black molds in your apartment, because them shits be killing people. You don't know this for a fact, but like, you live with black molds for a good number of years in your house without doing anything about it, and you're definitely dancing with the Grim Reaper. And yeah, as I got older, I realized that these were things that I just didn't care about them. I don't know, like, I don't want to, take too much away from who I used to be anyway, but like, it would seem like I just didn't care about those things, because obviously it wasn't my money that was paying for those things, but at the same time, like, I just didn't think that they would be problems, because, the effects of them they're not so visible. the effects of not cleaning things immediately. Long-term buildup of dirt and all that bullshit. It's not immediately visible, so like, I wasn't too concerned. But once I grew up, give me a sec. Gotta check my inbox. Time to bounce. All right. Not a problem. Not a problem, Monty. Thank you so much for being here. As usual, I will see you on the flippiest side. Okay, did that. As part of my morning duties. Gotta finish this soon. Don't want to spend too long on it.